Buddy Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89. Today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Platinum End Chapter 39. So, last time I covered this manga, we basically made our case for like what God candidates are going to do for everybody. And we had to do it, unfortunately, to appease Muni and his God candidate. But now we're going to meet him. So this is going to be very interesting. So let's get to this chapter and see what happens next. And this chapter is titled The Future of Humanity. Alright, but let's see what you got for us. Here he is. Ooh. So this man is the final God candidate. Professor Yoneda? Oh. Really? Huh? Whoa, it's really him. Really? Who? I've read all your books, Professor. 1 second. Light travels around the Earth 7.5 times in a single second. Have you tested that? I tested it. I wanted to see how many times I could travel around the planet in a single second. How many laps do you think I managed? Try for yourself. You'll see how infinite a single second can be. Is that Professor Yoneda? Uh-huh, you're right. Is he a God candidate? What, Professor Yoneda? It's true. That is none other than Dr. Yoneda. Dr. Yoneda has appeared on the scene as a God candidate, winner of the Nobel Prize and the People's Honor Award. His subjects of study and interests are wide-ranging, and he is said to have one of the greatest minds in the world. This is the famous Dr. Gaku Yoneda we're talking about. Indeed, I am Gaku Yoneda. I too am a candidate, and I can state to the public that this process of choosing a new god is absolutely real and not a hoax of any kind. Oh man, the professor himself is a candidate. I suppose this was the proof he mentioned. Yoneda. Rah! Holy crap, it's Professor Yoneda, a candidate professor. That's Dr. Yoneda. So the 5 of you aren't going to surround me like the drones? We're hoping to settle the God matter through discussion. Aha. Although, wordings. Through talk, that would be ideal. After all, humanity is capable of that skill. What are they talking about? Just make him God. Yeah, exactly. Yoneda the one God. I still think it should be yellow. I got what she was going for, but there was no there. If the professor thinks dialogue is the best option, and I'm sure he's right. Yeah, I mean, he's world famous Yoneda, a national treasure. Then let's go somewhere we can relax first. That won't be necessary. I want the people of the world to understand what is happening right now. What I'm about to say is merely my theory. It is up to you to decide if I am right and if this is worth doing or not. They're having a discussion right here and now. God is being decided as we speak. Are we about to see history being made? First of all, you understand something crucial. You might even say you've been missiled. Oh, sorry, warnings. First of all, you are misunderstanding something crucial. You might even say you've been missiled. Metropolitan at least seemed to have it right. Misled? How? What do you mean? Metropolitan did not believe in the existence of God. Besides, how can you even believe in something as unrealistic as God? You say there's no such thing as God? There is, but one who's been brought about. A false God, one nothing like the deity you imagine. I have, like, no idea what you're talking about. Red, you said that if you became God, you would do nothing? Why? Human beings should live on their own power. If one of us became God and affected human life and death from heaven, he would be nothing more than an invisible tyrant. That's correct. Yes, that is correct. I agree with that. There is no need for such a God. Hey, would you mind dumbing it down for us? You want it simpler? Then I ask the 5 of you, no, all of humanity, which came first, man or God? Ooh, wouldn't it be God? First there was God, then Adam and Eve, right? That's just a myth that people made up. I mean, thinking practically, it's man, right? But I thought God made man, huh? No, wait. The universe came into being 13.8 billion years ago. The Earth was born 4.6 billion years ago. The planet developed water, which led to microorganisms that evolved into fish, amphibians, and reptiles. A few million years ago, humanity was born. We hunted, raised crops, and began to pray to the heavens for more food to feed ourselves. The concept of gods developed as we needed someone to listen to those prayers. Wait, isn't it the other way around? Didn't God create everything? Everything? That would mean God created the universe, so where was God before the universe existed? That idealized view is centuries behind modern debate. Ooh, that's a good point. Oh man, this is some deep ass writing. Oh my god. If you claim that mankind created God, then that's the end of the discussion. But there is a God right now, isn't there? I don't know about that. Um, the concept of God is the ideal target for the act of worship. Natural disasters are the anger of the gods. Bumper crops are the blessing of the gods. We created a variety of religions and mythologies. This was an inevitable, necessary, and understandable step for humanity to take. Morals, commandments, gratitude, all of these teachings have served to advance human civilization, you could say. This is not my theory per se, but simply commonly shared understanding of human history. Does that make sense? Yeah, pretty much. I understand what you've said. You said we were being misled. Explain that part. There are more people than ever now who do not believe in the existence of gods or a single god. Consider the way that most of you admitted God was a human creation. This is only natural. With the rapid pace of science and medicine, we regularly perform surgeries and genetic manipulation, things that were once held to be hearsay by God. Or sorry, to be hearsay against God. We have put satellites and space stations in orbit. How can one believe in the existence of heaven and God? No astronaut has returned with stories about passing through that heavenly kingdom to on the way to outer space. Normally, I wouldn't think it appropriate to announce to the entire world that God does not exist. There's nothing more galling to hear than that if you are a person of faith. In my own writings, I have taken a skeptical stance on things like spirits and souls that cannot be verified with science. But then I was made a God candidate, heard about the existence of God, and interacted with angels. At first, I'll admit that I could scarcely believe my eyes, but it was real. Meaning that I must admit there is an invisible source of energy that exudes from every human being. Angels and gods exist. This is simply true. We are flying with wings and shooting arrows. This is simply true. Clearly, there exists a type of energy created solely by the human imagination. Ooh, invisible energy? Like radio waves, for example. You use your smartphone to talk to people, watch videos, and so on. It is a commonly accepted part of modern life. There is no mystery or wonder to it, but almost no one can explain precisely how it all works. See, we scientists are capable of explaining this human-created energy in theoretical terms only, but eventually it will be proven in a harder sense. Look, you don't have to call it energy or whatever. We know God exists, so you can just admit it's God. My question is whether we should call it God or not. I think that we should call this phenomenon a creature created by mankind. Creature? What? An imaginary being, beast, or monster. A legendary animal, a creation. A monster or beast, something created by mankind or the devil. And it would seem that the source of this creature's power is the energy of the people who believe in God. The God's energy rises and falls relative to the number of people who believe in it, and it is currently near to the point of dying out. So it wrangled all of its angels into starting a process to choose a new God. Whoa! So that it wouldn't disappear? Correct. So far, the plan has worked out. News of the God-choosing process has gone around the world. And when one of the candidates becomes God, many people will again believe in the concept of God. What I'm trying to say is that the age of praying to God has come to an end. Whoa. Don't say, help me, God. Say, help me, someone. When you come across a problem, do not pray, but think of a solution as quickly as possible. If you must pray to God for forgiveness, admit your crimes and be judged for them instead. Human knowledge, science, and medicine will not fail to survive any disaster. In the near future, even immortality will become a distinct possibility. The future is crucial to humanity. We must always consider what is best to do next. So we ought to make that clear that there is no God and no need for God. We must utilize this opportunity to make our selection as God candidates hold true meaning. Shit. That's right. This world does not need gods. Ooh. Next chapter is April 3rd, but wow, this chapter was just so fucking deep. My God, this chapter was really interesting. I really like how Yoneda is basically proving how the God candidate process came to be. This just was like, wow. And that's such a good question. Like, who came first, God or man? Like, that's such a good question. I really like this chapter a lot. I really like the direction this manga is going in. That God in a way is kind of like fairies and fae and shit. Because like the things with fairies and fae is that they and also you could say it for like mythical creatures and all that shit, is that they will exist as long as people believe in them. But if no one believes in them, and we've seen it in different types of base mythology fiction, that that basically they will die out because they thrive on, you know, people believing in them because were created by human imagination. And I think it's fascinating that we're going in this direction for God too. Very curious what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing, I want to help keep this channel alive so I can keep providing Platinum End content for you guys. There's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, friend me on PlayStation Network, that's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye!